It's called Talk to Me, Goose.
Talk to Me, Goose, which, if anyone's a Top Gun fan, is the very first line in the very first film. And that's what he says when he needs a little dose of courage. And I kind of thought, I'm going to need a little dose of courage.
And it's an app that was created by David Betts of Mount Washington just last year. It's an AI-powered text-to-speech app that speaks back in your choice of dozens of voices. But the kicker is, it's your actual voice.
To me, it is really important to maintain as much of me as I am able, as this disease takes everything away from me.
David was diagnosed with ALS 2 years ago. An avid bicyclist, he began to notice something was wrong.
I knew I was having trouble in September, a little bit of trouble, because I kept having trouble with my feet clipping into the pedals, which was strange.
It wasn't long after the diagnosis that David began to notice changes in his speech.
I kind of decided, oh, now I have a whole series of problems I need to understand and figure out how to solve. And the first one was my speech.
That's when he says he began looking for tools he already assumed were available to those who do have limited speech. What he found was disappointment.
What I found was that they were still predominantly using what I found to be voice technology providers that sounded very robotic. And that's what terrified me. I did not want to sound like a robot.
There was already the technology to make voice clones, so he took it a step further, learning how to create an app and putting it all together.
I felt like I didn't have anything to lose, like there was no downside.
Talk to Me, Goose is used with an AI assistant called Merlin. Merlin essentially closes the gap to help create text with little input. Once he began using the app for himself, he knew he needed to expand it.
Well, if that was that easy, we have to make it available for everybody. And how can we take this technology and reconnect people with their own voice?
This is an example of how the app can say a single message like, "I'm hungry," in different tones. This tone was sassy.
Look, I love a lot of things, but right now what I love most is the idea of some good food because I am hangry and we need to fix this situation immediately before I become a whole mood.
Talk to Me, Goose is available in the US and Canada for free on iPhones and Androids. David hopes to expand this globally. We'll have a link on our website at WTAE.com on how you can help to donate to the Live Like Lou Foundation and the app. Yasmin Rodriguez, Pittsburgh's Action News 4.